Hello all, and welcome back to the Spruce Gate modeling. Today we will be finishing our YAK-3U for our Korean War diorama. So we'll start with pure red. Here I've applied the decals, and I figure you guys know how to do that, so I have decided not to show you that one. But right now we'll be modifying the decals with pure red by painting, by turning these Soviet decals into North Korean ones, by painting small, thin, red lines around the outside of the star, as such. These will these were around the red star on North Korean the Air Force roundel, and there are also blue ones outside the red ones that we'll be painting on later. So now I'm gonna take a larger brush and I'm actually gonna weather these while they're still wet by just poking it and chipping some of the paint off. This is pretty messy and you should only use it for bigger chunks. We'll be doing some more subtle weathering pretty soon. Now we're going to repeat that same process with ultramarine blue, also from the Army Painter range. So yeah, just paint it on and then chip it. Now we will be weathering with gunmetal gray on the roundel. I'm going to put some drops of water on the roundel, and then I'm going to paint on some gunmetal gray. It'll thin down, and once it dries, it'll look pretty natural, I think. So now we're going to be taking strong tone to finish out the roundel. So this strong tone, as always, is pretty thinned, and I'm just going to paint it over the roundel to blend it into the rest of the plane. Now we will be moving on to using English uniform for some sponge chipping to represent mud and dirt on the bottom, as this is a crashed plane. So, as you can see, I'm sponge chipping it pretty heavily here. This is a bit of a preview for some of the base colors. You're also going to want to get on top, but much more lightly. But although near the tips, I could go pretty heavy. Also make sure to get the nose cone and stuff, as that's really what hits the ground. I also am going to smudge some of this, just give it a heavier looking effect. Now I'm going to work my way up and down the fuselage, just making sure a lot of the stuff on the bottom is going to be on the ground, so make sure that it is visible from the sides, and if possible from the top, although I wouldn't go around smearing it on the top. So just make this pretty heavy, as you know, this plane has just crashed into the ground. So now the dirt needs a little bit of pop, so we're going to take tan earth and we're going to go inside the areas we painted with the English uniform. This gives it some pop, maybe smudge it a bit, do some highlights, play around with it, see what works. And with that, we are done with the plane.